You guys might be familiar with the Pokemon TCG Art Illustration Contest, where artists have a chance to win thousands of dollars and have their art featured in a Pokemon card. Truly a Pokemon fan's dream. Well, we have round 1 for the 2022 contest. Almost 11,000 people entered, and it has been cut down to 300, and I want to react to as much art as possible. Now, as we're scrolling down, it's like, wait, why is there so much Arcanine? What about the other Pokemon? Like, why aren't they getting representation? That's the rules, because we had the daily life of Pokemon as the theme, and you had to choose from a set amount of Pokemon. It was actually pretty cool, because, like, we get reference material, so yeah, like, you just choose your Pokemon, and there we go. There's Arcanine. I'm guessing it's alphabetical order from there, and you just get to see how the Pokemon looks, and then boom, make some art about it. Smash. And I also find it interesting that Cramorant is one of the Pokemon that people could have selected, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the Cramorant art. It has become one of my favorite Pokemon because of Pokemon Unite, and then just developing an overall appreciation for the derp. And the funny thing is, I had like a little bit of a mock-up of like the first thing that came to mind, so I kind of drew it out. Now, I feel like if I cared enough, I could have made some decent art. I actually have a little bit of talent in me. I used to sketch back in middle school, but I never liked how long it took to make art, so I just kind of gave up on it. But yeah, my idea for a Cramorant just seems like Cramorant chilling in its daily life. It's perched on a rock, it's eyeballing an Arrokuda, done. GG easy, would have been a cool design. Maybe someone else had the same idea. So yeah, let's just kind of go through the art. Now there's 300 of these, so I don't know how it's going to go, what we're going to do, like, do we just kind of like scroll and kind of give everything a quick glance? Do the truly incredible ones stand out? If you see one of your favorites, comment like the timestamp and where it is and be like, yo, that one's my favorite, you didn't talk about it, I'm mad at you, Verlisify. That's fair. Also, I just remembered, I made the art for one of the first series on this channel. Come on, that's pretty good. Alright, so let's go. Yeah, I like this one. Arcanine lounging around. A lot of sleepy boys over here carrying torch. That one actually looks pretty good. Now, personally, I'm looking for really cool art with an amazing theme that feels like it would fit on a Pokemon TCG card, more than just something that has, like, high quality, just looks amazing about the Pokemon. And that's actually how the rules go as well. Interpretation and clarity of the theme is going to be 40%. Creativity and originality, 30%, and then overall design will be the next 30%. So yeah, like, it doesn't have to just look amazing. It could just be something simple and cute and fun. I think that's going to be another cool thing about this video. Like, look at that. That just looks fun and whimsical, and that's like a Pokemon card art kind of thing. Even though it's not like the highest quality one here. I don't know why, but this one's giving me, like, original Pokemon Snap vibes, just having, like, 2 Arcanine prancing around like that. We got a cool style right there, and yeah, we have a lot to go through. See, like, that's good art, but it just kind of seems, like, too noisy, too much going on for a Pokemon card. Now, I know there are Pokemon card and Pokemon card artists that have that kind of style to it, but I don't know, that just, like, it doesn't have that crazy amount of clarity for, like, yo, Arcanine, I'm playing it. Cool things are happening. However, when you look at art illustration contests in the past, you can get all kinds of things because some of these are actually made by elementary school children, and they still look pretty cool and fun. Yeah, it turns out critiquing art is a hard thing to do because there's like so many different things that work and win and become cards, but also just look amazing or just look fun and whimsical. Some of them can just be crazy because there are crazy Pokemon cards out there. Also, we've been looking at just Arcanine for a while, but I guess it would also be cool to pick my number 1 at the end of this, huh? I feel like this one's going to get an honorable mention because there are a couple of Pokemon cards in this style. But, I mean, like, this one, it might just be, like, the simple colors. It might just be how much Arcanine stands out. But it's like, yeah, there's also Pokemon cards that look like that, and I think that that's a really cool and fun one. Where, again, like, when you look at some of the previous winners where, like, a kid just makes something really adorable, it's like, yeah, I'd play that down. That's actually pretty cool. So I really like that one. Ooh, but if we're talking about daily life, and we have, like, the Guard Dog Arcanine, that one's really good, too. Like, that one, let's just call it a tie between those two. And then we get into Cramorant. Oh no, this is gonna, yeah, like, there's so many ways that you can make a silly Cramorant. Dude's surfing, cuz, I love it. But that one's really good as well. However, it triggers me because, like, the greatest fear of any fisherman is hooking into a bird. But I guess the Pokemon's a bit safer because, like, you just catch it and everything's okay. I thought there was already, like, art that looked like this. Like, one of the, already existing Cramorant TCG cards. But yeah, a lot of people just had, like, because Cramorant's such a kooky Pokemon, it looks like we have all kinds of crazy designs for it. Like, that's just, that's fun art, but I don't see how this works as TCG because of the baguette. And also, like, the other Pokemon and the trainer kind of there. But that's all. Hey, this was kind of what I was going for. Except I was more thinking, like, Cramorant with one eye closed, just kind of, like, eyeballing the other thing from a better vantage point. But yeah, like, Cramorant getting ready to stalk and catch an Arrokuda. That one wins because it's closest to mine so far. Then we just have simple Cramorant. And a flock of Cramorant. There we go. Because, like, that, I think that's a big thing about the Cramorant, is you need to have the pose represent like this. So this is also another idea I had, was like from behind, but still being able to see the Arrokuda. So yeah, like there's so many ways you can represent the Pokemon. This one's just crazy. The Cramorant's crazy, but I think like that's where you start to lose the clarity of the Pokemon in the art style. And like you play that, it's like, what is it? A kid opens that in a pack of cards. That just kind of gets weird. That again, just crazy stuff going on. Happy Cramorant though, I like it. This one's close to the idea I had. That's just Cramorant, but maybe like not as close to the reference as well, because I guess there is like that professionality to it. The proportions seem a bit off in the art style on this one, but yeah, like I'm happy Cramorant got a good amount of love, and people know it's the Wooper there is adorable with the Cramorant. But again, like the doubling up on Pokemon, I think that hurts on the score potentially. Arrokuda just kind of mocking the sleeping Cramorant. Cramorant getting into a mess because it would. Yeah, another person with the same idea. Cool. It's really about how you go about it, and taking like a paper craft kind of theme with this one, which is again something that you will see from time to time in like Pokemon art with like some of the 3D and clay ones. I've never been a fan of like the papery and clay Pokemon TCG cards. I think that's actually like a not hot take and a pretty popular opinion. But yeah, this is actually pretty cool stuff. Cramorant's trying to cook. That's adorable. Yeah, like it's really easy to make Cramorant adorable, is what we can learn here. And having the similar themes like Cramorant's just head focus diving into the water. I really like this one because it feels real, it feels natural, and it seems like Cramorant's probably the easiest one to do a day in the life of the Pokemon, because what's it going to do? It's going to be a water bird, and it's going to want to hunt, and it's just going to chill in its natural environment. But that one just silly. An army of Cramorant coming through. I think the earlier ones I talked about were it. Yeah, I feel like it's either going to be this one or this one, because like again, just the day in the life of Cramorant, just going and stalking Arrokuda or getting itself into water bird shenanigans. Also, this one's really good too. Once again, going back and noticing details, Arrokuda stole this dude's fish. It still has the fishing line in it, and it's just a really well done art for the TCG with Cramorant front and center, taking up a large part of it, but you can still see a story going on in the background. This, one of my favorites for Cramorant upon further review, because it's not just Cramorant with an Arrokuda in its mouth, it's the shenanigans, the regular shenanigans of Cramorant. I just realized that Cramorant stole this dude's surfboard. It's probably going to get a prize, I can acknowledge that, and it is really well done for like a card arts where like you see the entire Pokemon, large focus, and there is a theme going on, and again, Cramorant antics are a day in the life of this Pokemon. But, like, for some reason, it just doesn't hard win for me. Maybe because, again, I had, like, my idea of a theme going into it. But even with this, like, that's Cramorant. That's Cramorant. That's fun. And then some other stuff going on. Alright, what do we have for Galarian Rapidash? A Pokemon that has really just immediately fallen off the radar. But I think, like, Arcanine's a really cool Pokemon. Cramorant's one of my favorite Pokemon. So how will I kind of interpret the art of a Galarian Pokemon? I think this is one where it just kind of goes the other way. It's like, okay, the prettier it looks, the more it kind of represents that theme, the better it's going to score for that. Like that. That's simple. You see the entire Pokemon. It's prancing through the forest. that's a very strong design right there. It's not going for anything crazy or overly spectacular, but it works very well. Actually, with all the MLP furry artists out there, there's probably some kind of, like, central theme that someone has been working on for years now that can just nail it. Like, okay, they just rework this, and boom, it's pretty. And I think with the Galarian Rapidash, because of that, like, enchanted pony kind of feel, you can wash out the Pokemon a bit and still have it work. But I will say, it seems difficult to represent Rapidash in any kind of different way, potentially. Like, we are seeing some themes, drinking out of, like, the lake. There's actually multiple of that. Chilling with Galarian Ponyta. I wonder what that does for the clarity of it, though. Feels like it might take away. I'm also a big fan of Pokemon backgrounds. I'm sorry, Mitsuhiro Arita, but Kagemaru Himeno is my favorite Pokemon card artist because of her backgrounds. And it just instills a very specific and special kind of nostalgia in me, just to kind of like see the art and the background designs for that. So I think that that'd be a really big place where you would succeed with something like the Galarian Rapidash. But naturally, not as many entrants for that. So, well, not even entrants, but just selections for it. There are still some pretty strong ones that could work out really well. Greninja. I could have only imagined how much Greninja submissions there were, but so far, like, a lot of Arcanine and a lot of Cramorant made it through into the top 300. I was actually kind of surprised with that. So yeah, Greninja, chillin', pose, ninja, chillin'. Greninja, not one of my favorite Pokemon. I actually really don't care for its design too much, even though it's like the #1 most popular Pokemon, and the fan service around it is insane. But we can also see, like, yeah, this is how people see their Greninja. A lot of rooftops, a lot of ninja theme. Okay, that's cool. So, like, again, those different alt art styles can work out pretty well. And for Greninja, it kind of, like, it creates that juxtaposition, which is pretty neat. I feel like I've seen this art before, and I think that's against the rules because you need to make art specifically for the contest. And I think that happened in, like, previous Pokemon art illustration contest, that there was drama around it because there were disqualifications. Or no, it was the Pokemon t-shirt design contest because either the artist plagiarized or used their own existing work, and it might have been a thing where they, like, plagiarized themselves, and that still didn't count. So I feel like I've seen that before this or something very similar, and it wasn't made for the contest, which is against the rules. Unless they changed it. I don't know. So, like, there is some weird stuff going on. But yeah, I've seen a lot of, like, amazing Greninja art. That kind of goes to what I said in the beginning, where it's like, yeah, even if the art is amazing, depending on how it goes for the theme and how it looks for a TCG card, could also make the difference. Like, that's a simpler art style, but that's a more fun Greninja. However, I feel like the splashing does, like, drown out the Greninja a little too much. I like that this guy has clay in his name because he actually does, like, the clay art for the Pokemon. That, like, you don't even need direct, like, drawn artistic talent. This dude is, I think that's actually real. Like, he went out in the woods, he found a nice mossy spot because you can in Japan like that. He made a model of Greninja and he just put it out there. And that is, like, legitimate Pokemon TCG design. That's pretty chill. I really like this one. I don't think this shows enough of Greninja and has, like, too much other Pokemon potentially taking up the space. That's also very chill. I feel like there's already, like, a card that looks like this, though. But having, like, see, that's where you can get away with the evolutionary family in the background, where it's like you need 70% Greninja, but this one's actually really cool too. Alright, those work. Now Scizor, another one that's, like, interesting, where we could get some really cool Scizor representation, but also just some pretty basic stuff as well. Okay, never mind. We found the #1 best thing so far. Day in the life of the Pokemon with Scizor using its arts and crafts skills to help out its trainer. See, like, that's how silly the design could be, to be outrageously successful and creative instead of just going for, like, action pose. I'm gonna make the Pokemon look too cool, kind of thing. Like, these, again, this is good art, but how it translates to the theme in the Pokemon contest. You know, it's like, yeah, there's a million Scizor cards that look like this. No offense to the artist, hopefully. But also, I can see Scizor being a difficult Pokemon to represent. Except, like, that's kind of like taking Scizor to a place you didn't really consider with, like, that absurd level of creativity. It's not just there ready to just claw at something with like, you know, a little bit of a hunched over pose that we're used to. Exploring through the woods is cool. Like, yeah, what does Scizor do in its life besides like battle trainers and just stalk through the woods? Yeah, the Arts and Crafts Scizor is the best Scizor and probably the best one we've seen so far. Let's get into our mascot Pikachu. Alright, that one's amazing. Pikachu just lazily hanging out. And I think, like, Pikachu is such a simple design and has been around for so long that I think it's also another Pokemon that, like, either a lot of artists have experience with or at least a really good idea on what they could do. Because, like, that's also adorable and cute and amazing art. Something going on with berries. Berry theme. Lot of Pikachu eating berries, but, you know, Pokemon gotta survive. And there's just a lot of, like, media around that. We got a Romeo and Juliet thing going on. Is that a heart on the other Pikachu's tail? I can't see. It's a little small. Chill Pikachu. Happy Pikachu. Cool art style here. Again, Pikachu kind of gets lost, so I'm wondering like how that goes. Because if the Pokemon Company directly commissions an artist to make something like loud and wacky, I think that stands a better chance than like someone entering with something like this. But I don't know. I haven't done enough like look into the other illustrations. So I'd really have to like look through the past of this to kind of find art I would disagree with, but that's something else. I just thought that this was really cool the way it's kind of played out, and then giving more attention to the Pokemon Illustration Contest and see how that goes for the future and keeping up with these in past winners. That's the thing. See, that's just like a jumble of Pikachu. I don't know. We got a butt there. We got like a sleeping one. We got one that just kind of like all curled up. I mean, if the Pokemon is that iconic, then maybe it's fine because like everyone knows what Pikachu is, and like that's just a blob of Pikachu. That works. Oh, that's actually a really cool Pikachu right here. And then not a lot of them. So I think we can also see like maybe what the company like or like what the illustration contest is going for. Like if you have an exceptional Pikachu art or an exceptional like known Pokemon art, then that makes it in. But they're probably just like desperate for someone to draw Cramorant. Okay, that Bulbasaur is adorable, and eventually, like, you get to see what the entire Pokemon looks like. That Bulbasaur is cool. That one's chilling. This has new Pokemon Snap vibes. Harvesting. Hanging out. Yeah, Bulbasaur in a field or by a tree or in nature is a day in the life of the Pokemon. This feels very Pokemon-like card art style. This works. Again, Bulbasaur just being a long time iconic, everyone loves Bulbasaur kind of Pokemon. I feel like that's also Bulbasaur art I've seen in the past, or maybe like something like similar where you just have a public tap and then there is a Pokemon just kind of getting washed under it. If that was made for the contest, follows the rules, that's actually like really good as well. But when you think about it, just even getting recognition, that's like 11,000 people entered and you're in the top 300 for your Pokemon, that's actually really cool. And you don't need to have like the most high fidelity, insane art style. You can just make something cool that works. Like, I've never thought about hibernating Bulbasaur before. Well, there we go. Does it compete with some of the other entrants? I don't think it wins, but that's still like really, really nice, really cool. And then just a lot of the different ways that we've seen Bulbasaur kind of represented, reimagined, drawn. I think this one's really good too. Like that's color theory to the fullest, where you have like Bulbasaur in the foreground and then you have like the autumn setting in the background with even like a little bit of hills. And this one's kind of napping, you know, summer's coming to an end. As a grass type Pokemon, probably not the best time to be around, but still just having fun with what you got before you got shut down for the winter potentially. Oh man, this Bulbasaur's got his own patio like apartment garden. That's amazing. And then we get into Charizard. Now, Charizard won the last illustration contest, so I'm kind of surprised that they wanted more Charizard, and I wonder if that, like, hurts the odds. Like, you have to have an even better, more exceptional, standout Charizard to have a chance of winning, or maybe all the crazy people are right, and Charizard is overly loved by the Pokemon Company. Those proportions are weird, even though I do think it's pretty cool to have, like, the evolutions hanging, or the pre-evolution hanging on. With Charizard, fire. Charizard lounging around, sending off a fire. Okay, that one is really cool. Like this, I hope this one gets like an honorable mention or like a runner-up kind of deal, because it's like there's the first like there's the first total, so like Japan plus America combined first place, but then there's a first place for Japan, and then a first place for America separately, and then like a top 15 or something, and 3 of those, like the top 3 get a TCG card or something like that. So I mean, like, I hope it like maybe not top 3, but at least like get some kind of special recognition and some cash for that, because that's a really cool idea with the perspective. Also, Charizard hanging out in a hot spring. As long as it keeps its tail dry, it's okay. That's a really nifty art style. I would like to see that on a card, just because I don't think there's a Charizard card anywhere near that, and it does have day in life. He's out in the Charizard Valley, dude. He's doing his little dragon mountain shenanigans. And that's going to be it. So that's also like a really good Charizard that feels like it was actually made by a TCG artist. Cool stuff overall. But yeah, like not an insane amount of Charizard, not an insane amount of some other Pokemon. I don't want to go through and count which Pokemon like get the most representation in top 300, but it seems like a lot of Cramorant, because again, like desperate for some Cramorant. Maybe just throwing out to see what Arcanine's up to. And not a lot of Galarian Rapidash, but then some of the other Pokemon that were like super popular. Tons of Bulbasaur. I think Bulbasaur might have been the most. But then because like Charizard 1 and Pikachu is so ubiquitous, we got a couple of those entrants, but not massive representation. So yeah, comment your thoughts down below. What'd you think of my critique? Again, I found it to be a lot more difficult than I thought, because I'm like, oh, we're just going to look at art for a while, and then looking at art for 20 minutes, and then trying to like figure things out from there gets kind of rough. And which ones were your favorite? Everyone's got a different style. Maybe I went too hard trying to like make it fit for the theme idea or how it would look in TCG card. Maybe that was the correct way of going about this, because you can find endless Pokemon art of all art styles and simplicity and complexity, and then how it like translates to the contest, and also needed to be designed for the contest, I believe would be the rules, making it just adding a little bit of extra nuance there. But yeah, like this one wins. If this one doesn't get a card art, that's just a crime against nature. Like maybe not first place because judges are being weird, but second or third, and then still getting a card in like $2,500. That needs to happen. The Cramorant ones are really cool because that Pokemon is underrepresented. As we've seen from previous ones, like they put Charizard and Greninja on here for a reason. So like edgy, cool art, and then just like a lot of edgy Lucario and trying to make Genesect look really cool. But I think that was like the theme for that one. Pokemon's cool moments. So yeah, that theme was more about being cool, so you can see the cool moments and making Wishy-Washy cool. The challenge of that. Actually, there's a lot of really cool Wishy-Washy and a lot of cool Zacian. Makes sense. So yeah, like the theme going on for that, it works out in there. Either way, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.